Hello and welcome to Spring 2024. My name is Mark Cavanaugh and I'm your instructor for SOC109, Sociology and Technology, a brand new class. Taught it for the first time last semester. It was a little dicey because I was building the class as we went, but now it's all kind of gelled together. Fixed a few of the spelling mistakes that I had in the original document, and I think we're good to go. So I wanted to spend some time in this video going over some of the resources that are available in Brightspace, getting a sort of sense of where things are at. And I will be posting these videos each week as a way of review, reminding people what's coming up and what we're going to be covering. And so let's take a look at Brightspace right now. We have Sociology and Technology, and the place to go here is the content section. You go there and the first link that comes up is the overview and syllabus. And we have a little bit about the class here, when it starts, when it ends. We're online. There's no face-to-face components in here. A little video about how to use Brightspace. And then a very important link right here. This is the course book. This is a book that I publish that contains all of the course material, lectures, videos, links, articles, etc., and detailed descriptions of all the assessments, discussions, quizzes, and assignments that make up this entire class. So rather than that material being in Brightspace itself, you actually download that either as a PDF or you can purchase the EPUB version. The PDF is free. The EPUB version through iBooks, which is for Apple and iOS devices only, or you can go to Amazon and order a print version, or you can go to the bookstore and get the print version. Now, the digital versions all have links, and the actual EPUB version, you can play the videos right in the book and the links and everything like that. It's really cool. If you want to get the print version, you can still access those digital resources because I've included QR codes for every single link, video, resource, whatever that I have in the course book. So you open up a page and there's a link to an article. There's going to be a little QR code. You wave your phone camera over that and it brings you to that website. So you still have access to all of those digital resources. So we continue down this page, little information about me, support resources here at KVCC, the instructional hierarchy. I'm the chair of the department, so that's the first level. And then we have Dean Engelhardt here. And then, of course, the course syllabus that explains all the grading and expectations for things and whatnot. Then the next link that you want to be looking at is the course timeline. Now, the course timeline essentially is a week-to-week plan on what I'm going to be expecting from you. So read all this material. There's some important discussion boards here and an important student intake form here. And then you look at each week, I have the chapter that we're going to be covering, and then direct links, those right there, either to this discussion or to this assignment. Those discussions, that discussion and that assignment for chapter 1 is described in the course book. So you have to look at the course book, see what it's all about, come back into Brightspace, and then participate in those. But I'm going to tell you about them. Chapter 1 discussion, I'm asking you to think about how technology has changed your life. And one of the important things to recognize in this particular class is what we mean by technology. Technology is not electronics. It's way more than that. The table that I'm at, this is technology, building technologies, different music that's out there, different ways of thinking. The medical technology, for example, isn't just the instruments and devices and brain scans, but it's also the methodology and the thinking about diseases and germ theory and all of these things. All of that is technology in the context of how technology affects society, and in this case, how does it affect you? So I'm asking for a discussion for all of us to share how technology has shaped your life. You might pick something very, very incidental. You might escalators, or you might pick cars, or you might paved roads, or a telephone, or you might go way out there and say, well, this is how AI is affecting me right now. We'll be covering AI later. But it could be any one of those things. Sharing with each other in this discussion board to understand how that has affected us. Now, the assignment this is probably going to be the most challenging assignment in this class. And that is, you're going to take a piece of technology, maybe the same one that you just talked about, and you're going to apply the sociological perspective. This is a sociology class. It's actually an introduction to sociology class using technology as a medium for instruction. So you're doing all the same things that people would do in the ordinary sociology class. There are theoretical perspectives within the field of sociology that we use to look at things that are happening in our society and understand them from multiple perspectives. You can almost think of them as colored glasses. We know rose-colored glasses, for example, you see things that are rosy. Okay? So we have that sense that when we put glasses on, it affects the way we see things. So we can look at each one of these perspectives as a set of glasses, and then we look at the world, we look at technology. So say you pick a cell phone. Don't pick cell phone because I'm using it as an example, right? So the perspectives are first functional. What is the function of that piece of technology? Then there's another perspective called conflict, and that has to do with inequality. Keep these key words in mind so you can keep understanding each one of these perspectives. Function, right there, it's with function. Conflict is inequality, the haves and have-nots. So what advantages is it to have a cell phone versus those who don't have a cell phone? Can be social status, but it can also be work-related. Those kinds of things. Someone has more opportunity, they're more educated, they have, all of these different ways in which someone could be advantaged because they are a have and not a have-not. So conflict has to do with inequality. The next one is symbolic interactionist. What does it mean to you? What is its symbolic meaning? Do I have this phone and it's a status symbol for me? Do I have an Apple phone versus an Android, or I have an Android versus an Apple because part of my identity? Do I put a particular case around my phone that expresses myself in a very unique way? Do I have apps that I use all the time? Do I use this device because it helps me to keep in touch with my grandparents? Those kinds of things that give that device meaning. That's the symbolic interactionist perspective. Postmodern has to do with communication and commerce. Think of a cell phone. You can order things on there. You can book flights. You can call an Uber. Certainly all there. But it's also a very unique communication device that goes with you. I remember a day that if I left in my car, no one could get in touch with me. That was a bad thing, in case they needed to get in touch with me. It was also a good thing. They couldn't get in touch with me. Now people can get in touch with us all the time because we have a cell phone. What does that mean? And then finally, we look at exchange theory. And exchange theory has something to do with, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So in what ways does having a cell phone enable us to scratch other people's back, kind of in an exchange? Possibly between, I use Apple devices, so there's an exchange between me and Apple. I agree to use their devices, but I'm going to go by their rules, which I'm okay with. And so with the way they have apps and they put them in the App Store and all that stuff, and some people like that. And I can only change the visual presentation on my phone so much, those kind of things. We have an agreement going on. So that's a little difficult to get your head wrapped around, but this is practice to get all these. So I want you to take that one piece of technology and I want you to look at it through each one of those lenses. It doesn't have to be long. It could be a nice thick paragraph on each one of them would probably be good. The more effort you put into this particular assignment, the better you're going to be able to apply these concepts later in class, because we'll talk about these perspectives again. So that's the expectation for this week. So if you go back to Brightspace here, we'll see that's this week, and then what's due next week. We're going to be looking at technology and history, and we're going to be looking at the service learning proposal and information literacy proposal. This is going to be the first of the special assignments that's associated with this class. I'll be doing a rather extensive video like this about each one of the special assignments. That will come later. But you want to go into the course book, go to the end of the course book. The last chapter has to do with the special assignments, and there's a number of them. And so you want to review each one of those, kind of get ready. Particularly, you have a choice between doing a somewhat of a research paper, information literacy project, and then there's the opportunity to do a service learning project, which is doing community service and using that for credit in this class. So those are all described in there, and I'll be posting some additional videos specific to those along with the introductory video for week 2. So expect to get these videos every week. They should be coming out, they'll be out as early as I can put them, but certainly by Monday morning, they should be in Brightspace. Maybe by the afternoon if I've had a long weekend and I haven't been able to get to it till Monday morning. But they'll be there on Monday. And so, if not before. So, engage the class, get the course book, start reading ahead, start looking at all the expectations of this class, make yourself a plan about how you're going to get this. Maybe even look at those special assignments and kind of start thinking about, do you want to do a research project or do you want to do a service learning? If you have something going on already, or if you want to talk to me about how you can take take sort of a technology viewpoint on the service learning, be glad to meet with people to talk to them about that. There's all kinds of opportunities there, and certainly we can find a way for you to complete a service learning project for this class. It's a favorite of mine. You'll get that when I do the videos, when I talk about the difference between service learning and the research project. And so just send me an email if you have any questions about that. So have a great week. Welcome back to school. If this is your first class, welcome to KV. And I will see you in the discussion board this week. Have a great week.